Hello guys, new type of problems now. We keep working with particles, we keep working with forces, we keep working with forces, but now we start to adding one dimension. So we're working on 3Ds for this problem. And you can see here several things, alpha, beta, and gamma. And I strongly suggest you to go and review the lecture on how to express a force in 3D in Cartesian notation. And one of the ways is using the cosine director angles, which are those. And the cosine director angles are nothing else than it tells you here that alpha is the angle between the x-axis and the force, beta is the angle between the y-axis and the force, and gamma is the angle between the z-axis and the force. That's what it is. So the positive direction of the axis is given by these letters, and that's it. Now, if you want to express a force as Cartesian, the only thing that you have to do is you have to find the magnitude of the force and the unit vector for that force. But if you have the director cosines alpha, beta, and gamma, you can say the magnitude of the force multiplied by cosine alpha in the I direction plus cosine beta in the j direction plus cosine gamma in the k direction. And that's basically it. And that's what we have to do here in this problem. We have the magnitude of the force, we have alpha, we have gamma, but we don't have beta. And these cosine directors, based on a spherical coordinate system, they are not independent from each other, and you should know that cosine square alpha plus cosine square beta plus cosine square gamma is 1. That's what it is. So we have alpha, we have gamma, we need beta. So in order for me to calculate beta, beta is going to be, or cosine beta, is going to be square root of 1 minus cosine square alpha minus cosine square gamma. So cosine beta is going to be the square root of 1 minus cosine square 60 minus cosine square 45. And you can do that very easy in the calculator. And if you do that, then you're going to get a 1 minus when we're dealing with these type of properties, trigonometric properties, I like to put it like this: cosine 60 square minus cosine 45. I missed what I told you that I like doing, so I'm gonna put it here. Parenthesis first, cosine 45 square, and then this is 0.25, but it's a square root, so I'm gonna elevate it to the zero point 0.5. Oh, Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi, elevated to answer, elevated to the zero point 0.5, and then I get 0.5. So cosine of beta equals 0.5. Remember, every time that you take a square root, it's plus or minus. So it's not zero point 0.5, because if you keep 0.5 like that, and if I say inverse cosine of that, that will give me beta equals 60 degrees. But look what happened. 60 degrees will imply that beta actually falls to the right. And if you realize, the y component is going to the left, meaning it's a negative coordinate, meaning this is not supposed to be zero point 0.5, this direction is supposed to be negative because beta goes to the left in this case. So this is going to be negative zero point 0.5. And this is the first thing that people mess up when they deal with these type of situations. So whenever you do the correct angle, the correct direction is negative zero point 0.5. That's why math is important for you to use it, but don't let the math use you. Don't just take everything for granted, and that's it. Now the magnitude of it, at the end, it was going to be the same thing because the problem is asking for magnitude of the components. But if I was asked about the components themselves, then the direction is very important because Fc will be positive, magnitude is also positive always. Fx will be positive, magnitude is always positive as well. But Fy as a component, it has to be negative because it goes to the left. Yeah, the magnitude is going to be positive and this angle is going to satisfy the equation. But if I am asked not the magnitudes but the components itself, then the component in x, let's say Fx, is going to be 80 multiplied by cosine alpha, which is 60, cosine alpha in the I direction, and that will be 80 cosine 60. That means 40 newtons, and Fy will be 80 multiplied by cosine beta, which is 120, and that will be 80 cosine 120. That will be negative 40, and Fc will be 80 multiplied by cosine 45 degrees, and that is as 56.57. Now, these will be the components. However, the magnitude of the components will be 40 Newton, 40 Newton, and 56.57 because we are talking about the absolute value of those components. Be careful, be careful. The direction is very important if the problem asks you components. If they ask you for magnitude, it doesn't matter, the same value. But with components, you have to be really careful with the angle here. Okay? See you in the next problem, guys. Thank you for watching. Or you will see me in the next problem. Thank you for watching.